Hey there everyone, this is Cloud Chief, and in today's video, I am going over domain invasion again, but this time there's been additional updates that I'm covering. So just to note, my last video covering domain invasion is still relevant, and all the information in there, except for one point which I will go over, is accurate. There's just been additions that have been added to it, which is the point of this video to go over it. So the first thing I want to cover is the mistake that I made in my last video. I said in the last video that whenever you do domain invasion, you will get a base of 20 points. While that is very likely to be true in most circumstances, it's not always true depending on how many people are participating in domain invasion. So if you look at your chat log when domain invasion ends, it will say that you have a party multiplier, typically of 2.0 for your points, which will give you a base of 20 points. If there is actually less than 6 people participating, you will actually get less of a multiplier, therefore giving you less points. If you happen to be the only person doing domain invasion, you will only get 10 points as there is no multiplier. If there are 2 people participating in domain invasion when it ends, you'll get a 1.2 multiplier for your base points. If you have 3 people, it's a 1.4 multiplier. If you have 4, it's a 1.6 multiplier. If you have 5, it is a 1.8 multiplier. And whenever you have 6 or more people, which is very likely to be the case most of the time, is when you will get that base 2.0 multiplier. The next change I want to talk about with domain invasion is with mobilization. So when you first enter domain invasion, you will have a buff that lasts for 1 minute called mobilization. This buff allows you to essentially enter the domain invasion battlefield, buff up, summon trusts, and basically prepare yourself for the fight without any AoEs hitting you. This is pretty decent because I have had times where I've come in and started running in and get hit by a breath move before I even get there and drop dead. So with mobilization, this will not be the case. As soon as you attack a mob, you will lose mobilization. It's essentially kind of like a sneak or invis effect. And as long as you take no actions against the mob, you will have mobilization and you won't receive any damage. Be aware though, if you have mobilization and domain invasion ends, you will not get any points. So in my last video, I'd actually mentioned as long as you're in the battlefield when the event is going, that you'll actually get points. Now you need to make sure you have mobilization off, and you need some type of interaction to happen between you and the mob for you to actually obtain points. Even if mobilization wears, if you're just standing there and no interaction happens, then you will not get any domain invasion points when the event ends. However, you can just move into place, move within AoE range of, say, the dragon, have mobilization off, and when the dragon does some AoE move and you get hit by it, there is interaction there and you will actually get domain invasion points. So for you to get credit and maximum points, all you need is mobilization off and some type of interaction happens. You either hit the mob or the mob hits you in some way, shape, or form. The next change to domain invasion is there is now a notorious monster, Mireu. Mireu has a very low chance of popping instead of any one of the other dragons, and he will pop in its place. It is a substantially stronger dragon that can actually flail and literally just like one-shot every single person participating in domain invasion. You have 60 minutes to try and defeat Mireu before he will disappear, and then it goes back to the normal rotation in the next zone that it would do for domain invasion. To defeat Mireu, you typically want to go and approach it the same way you would approach fighting any worm or dragon way back in 75 days and have everyone stand on its front paws. By standing on its front paws, you are not directly in line for its breath move, as being directly in front of it will cause more damage when he does his breath move. And also by standing on his front paws, that means the dragon is not going to do Spike Flail. As anyone who used to play back in 75 days know, that a high-level dragon doing Spike Flail will do insane damage and wreck anyone who it hits. And I've seen Spike Flail just outright wipe every single person participating in Domain Invasion. So, if you are going up against Mireu, you pretty much need to make sure no one is to his back so he won't flail if you're going to have any chance of trying to defeat this NM. Also, I've seen a lot of people mention and say you shouldn't use tank trusts, although I'm not sure why anyone would really use tank trusts for Domain Invasion. You typically have enough people there that there should be typically a player character tank, and you shouldn't really need a trust tanking for you. The only exception I could see is if you were solo. And I also don't exactly see why tank trust would be a major issue with Mireu. If anyone has an exact reason why, feel free to leave a comment. But the only thing that I can think is sometimes the trust will get moved around and move to the back of the dragon, which will then likely cause a flail. As long as the tank trusts aren't to the back of the dragon, though, I don't really see an issue, but I also don't see the point in summoning tank trusts anyway. I think you would be better off with support trusts trying to keep you up and or buff you and everyone else that is participating. I, of course, can't speak to other servers. I can only really speak to my server. I do know that going out to Mireu is typically a gigantic lag fest. In fact, it gets so bad that there are times I can't even see Mireu. He will either appear or disappear, and if you don't get out there soon enough, it's possible you can't even target him to engage. However, as I said before, as long as there's some type of interaction, you get hit by an AoE by him, then you will at least still get credit and even get the title for Mireu. So now let's move on to the rewards for defeating Mireu. You will actually get whatever the cap is for your server in terms of Domain Invasion points that are independent of you doing Domain Invasion by defeating Mireu. So if you come out to do Domain Invasion and Mireu's up and you go ahead and clear him, you will get points, but then you should continue to do Domain Invasion as that didn't contribute to your daily cap, as those points are independent. In addition, you ideally do want your server killing Mireu every time he pops and not actually missing a Mireu pop. The reason for this is you actually will get multipliers that are server-wide based by killing Mireu. By defeating Mireu one time, you will get 5 additional points for doing Domain Invasion, and that is added on before any of the multipliers. By your server defeating 2 Mireus, you will get 10 additional Domain Invasion points. Defeating Mireu 3 times will give you 20 additional Domain Invasion points, which is very relevant, as if you go and do regular Domain Invasion with this bonus, you now only need to either get the kill on the ads or the kill on the final dragon, either or, and you will cap points for the day. Defeating Mireu 3 times will give you 20 additional points. Defeating him 4 times will give you 30 additional points. And defeating him 5 times or more, so 5 is the cap, will actually yield you 40 additional points and push the daily cap up, so that way you're getting 100. So, by giving it 40 additional points with your 10 base, that is 50 points. That means as long as 6 or more people are participating in Domain Invasion, you will cap Domain Invasion points just by participating in Domain Invasion. You don't have to get the final hit on the last ad or the dragon to cap Domain Invasion points. In fact, when you are at 2 or 3 kills, you only need to either get the final hit on the ads or the final hit on the dragon to cap on domain invasion points for the day, or do domain invasion twice. At 4 kills for the server is when you don't even need to get the final hit on the ads or the dragon to cap your domain invasion points. Just participating in domain invasion will cap you at the 80-point cap. And then once again, if your server has killed Mireu 5 times in a row or more and hasn't let Mireu depop, you will get 100 domain invasion points per day just by participating in domain invasion, and you don't even need to get the final hit. So because of these reasons, you ideally want your server to work together and be defeating Mireu on a regular basis. That way it's just making domain invasion quicker, easier, and getting more points for everyone involved, which is very nice. And that pretty much covers all the added changes they did to domain invasion. All in all, I'm okay with it. I still would like some more minor tweaks to it, but at this point, considering Mireu's being defeated, at least on the server I'm on a regular basis, I don't really see them making any more tweaks to domain invasion. There was a point when Mireu first came out where he was spawning substantially more frequently and was also substantially harder to defeat, and I know very few servers did actually defeat him before they nerfed him, but even then you didn't have these updates in terms of points for it. There was no real point in Mireu before except for a little bit more of a challenge, and considering he scales by the amount of people that are in the event, it just got to absurd points because people weren't pulling their weight and just leveling up the dragon to the point where you couldn't really defeat him. At this point, it's actually been pretty nice because for the server that I'm on, they are consistently defeating Mireu. And it's just nice to go in after the daily reset, do 1 domain invasion, and you're done. I've capped the amount of points, and I can move on and do some other events. So I do like those changes. Let's just hope that we can continue to kill Mireu and those points don't get reset. And that covers the changes to domain invasion. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the channel, and may you have success in all you do.